Welcome to NBA Now by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. Today we are going to be discussing 4 unrestricted free agent veterans that the Lakers could possibly sign this summer. I'm Hannah Kilik, aka Laker Hannah. You can follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Kilik and on Instagram at Hannah Rose Kilik. Okay, so the Lakers have a lot of work to do this offseason. They essentially have to put together an entire new roster. The only player who is 100% guaranteed to return next season is, of course, LeBron James. They do also right now have under contract Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart. However, it is very possible that one, maybe even all of those guys will be traded once the season starts. But even if the entire young core makes it through the whole summer without being traded, they still essentially have to fill over half a roster. So they have a lot of work to do. And while obviously the main focus is going to be on signing a star free agent, the bottom line is there are still a lot of very talented unrestricted free agents that may not quite be superstars, but still are very talented players that if the Lakers are able to pick up, will have a great contribution to this team. So let's take a quick look really quickly before we dive into some of these players at some of the Lakers' biggest needs going into this season. We need players who fit well with LeBron James, those wing players who move well without the ball. We obviously need a strong shooting guard, a center, a stretch 5 center would be ideal for us. We could also use a backup point guard who can score, and of course, shooters just everywhere. The Lakers need some shooters. So with this in mind, here are 4 unrestricted free agents who will fit the team's needs in all of these positions. Now, before we get to the list really quickly, I do want to remind you to subscribe to the Chat Sports YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button down below because it is going to be an exciting offseason. I'm going to be covering all things Lakers, and I want to make sure you don't miss a single second of it. So make sure you are subscribed down below. Okay, let's get into some of these free agents. Now, starting with number 4, we have a backup point guard. I'm gonna say Darren Collison. Now, obviously, there are some other really talented backup point guards that are going to be unrestricted free agents this summer as well. We have Goran Dragic, we have Emmanuel Mudiay, we have Seth Curry, but I think Darren Collison is the best fit for the Lakers. He's 31 years old, he's a Southern California native, he had a great college career in UCLA before ultimately being the 21st pick in the 2009 NBA draft. He's played for 6 NBA teams, which kind of sounds bad, but it's actually deceptive because for all of those teams, he's had a very important role both as a backup point guard and even as a frequent starter. So he would also be a good insurance policy just in case, because as we all know, Lonzo Ball does not have the best track record of staying healthy for an entire season. So if something happened to Lonzo Ball, we would have Darren Collison in there who has a lot of experience as a starting point guard. Also, last season, one of the biggest problems for the Lakers was that Rajon Rondo's skill set was too similar to Lonzo Ball's. However, Darren Collison is more of a scoring type of point guard and a good shooter. Throughout his career, he has averaged 12.5 points per game while shooting 47% from the floor, 39% from 3, and also dishing out 5 assists per game. So he's kind of one of those guys who does a little bit of everything. He's a good scorer, a good shooter, good at stretching the floor, but also equally just as good as getting his teammates involved. To be quite honest, I have wanted the Lakers to sign Darren Collison for a while now. I just think he would be a great fit for this team, and maybe, who knows, maybe this summer is finally the chance for Darren Collison to become a Los Angeles Laker. But I'm curious, would you guys like to see Darren Collison in the purple and gold? Comment Y for yes or N for no down below. Let me know in the comments because I'm curious to see what you guys have to think. Moving on to number 3 on our list, we have the center position, a very important position that the Lakers must fill this summer, and I'm gonna go with Nikola Vucevic. Now, there are also a lot of other talented unrestricted centers this summer that are available. We have DeAndre Jordan, Marc Gasol, Jahlil Okafor, but I'm going with Nikola. He is a former USC standout. He was selected number 16th in the 2011 NBA draft. He's only 28 years old. big 7-footer. He's always been a good scorer and a good shooter, but this past season, he has really come into his own. He actually earned himself his first NBA All-Star appearance. He averaged just under 21 points per game, while also grabbing 12 rebounds and 3.8 assists per game. So he did a little bit of everything this last season. He was a tremendous scorer, especially for a big guy. He shot 51% from the floor and 36% from three. So that is something the Lakers could definitely use, his ability to stretch the floor that way. Now, in my opinion, he is not quite a superstar, but he is just a tier level underneath the big top free agents this summer like KD, Kawhi Leonard, and Kyrie Irving. So he is going to be in very high demand, and it is possible too that because obviously he is such a valuable member of the Orlando Magic that he is just going to sign a big contract extension. But if for some reason there is some way the Lakers could sign Nikola, they should definitely look into it because he is a very talented player who is just going to continue to get better and better. Now, before we get to these other two free agents I would like the Lakers to sign this summer, I want to take a quick second to remind you all to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's going to be a long and very exciting summer for Laker fans, so make sure you are following me on Twitter to keep up with everything, and on Instagram if you want to also look to get in shape this summer. I like to post a lot of workout videos on my Instagram as well, so you can follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Kilik and on Instagram at Hannah_Rose_Kilik. Okay, moving on to number 2 on our list, we have shooting guard. Obviously a very important position that the Lakers must fill this summer, and the best shooting guard that I think would fit with the Lakers, who is an unrestricted free agent this summer, is Khris Middleton. Now, some other notable guys are Danny Green, Kent Bazemore, and JJ Redick, but Khris Middleton is coming off an all-star season. He played in 77 games. He averaged shooting just under 38% from three, averaged 18.3 points per game, while also grabbing 6 rebounds and dishing out 4.3 assists, so doing a little bit of everything. He is 6'8", so he has that size, and the Lakers honestly just desperately need a player who is a good defender and a good scorer at that 2 position, someone who can knock down that 3-point shot with consistency, and honestly, Khris Middleton fits that bill completely perfectly. But if we are being realistic, it is unlikely that the Bucks are just going to let him walk because he has been instrumental to their success this season. He's only 27 years old, so he is just entering his primes, and obviously they can offer him more money than the Lakers can. But if it is possible, the Lakers should definitely try to get Khris Middleton because he is everything that they really need, and he could have a great impact with this team. Now, I also know a lot of you guys watching may prefer the Lakers to sign Danny Green, but I'm going to stick with Khris Middleton for this one. I think he is just the perfect fit for the Lakers, but I'm curious, who would you rather the Lakers sign, Danny Green or Khris Middleton? If you think Danny Green, comment green down below, and if you think Khris Middleton, comment Middleton down below. Okay, moving on to number 1 on our list now, we have scorers. Now, the Lakers desperately need scorers. That was something that really hurt us last season, and the perfect scorer for the purple and gold, I think, is Rudy Gay. Now, there are also a lot of great talented scorers available this summer. We have Trevor Ariza, JJ Redick, Reggie Bullock, Wes Matthews, Danny Green again, but I want us to all remember that once upon a time, Rudy Gay was considered a future superstar back when he played for the Memphis Grizzlies. A few years ago, he suffered a career-threatening injury back when he played for the Sacramento Kings, but he has bounced back exceptionally well. He's now playing for the San Antonio Spurs. He has really accepted his new bench role for that team, and honestly, he was one of the guys who really led the charge in order to get the Spurs into the playoffs this past offseason when it looked like they weren't going to make it for the first time in a long time. This past season, Rudy averaged just under 14 points per game while also averaging career highs in shooting. He shot 40% from the floor from 3-point range and also 50% from the floor overall. He also grabbed 6.8 rebounds per game, so he had himself a nice season. He also plays both power forward and small forward position. If he came to the Lakers, though, obviously he would be playing more of that power forward spot, as the Lakers already have Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and LeBron James, who prefer to play that small forward position. Obviously, Rudy would be a great addition to this Lakers squad. However, Greg Popovich, the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, who also recently just signed a 3-year contract extension, has come out and said that re-signing Rudy Gay is one of his top priorities this offseason. So I don't know if it is possible. However, if for some reason Rudy decides to move on from the Spurs and see what else is out there, the Lakers should definitely try to get him because he would be a great pickup for them. Okay, so that is going to conclude our list of some of the other veteran free agents that the Lakers should look to try to sign this summer. But I'm curious, out of all of these guys I mentioned, who would you most prefer to see in the purple and gold this next season? I think if I have to pick one, I'm gonna go with Khris Middleton. I just think, he's only 27 years old. He's entering his prime. He keeps getting better every season. He's a good defender. He's a great scorer, great shooter, kind of does a little bit of everything. I think he'd really be the perfect fit for the Lakers. But again, all of these guys that I mentioned are extremely talented, and I would be thrilled to see any one of them in the purple and gold this next season. But let me know what you guys have to say, because I'm always curious to what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, Laker Han is out. Bye guys.